Most people assume memory loss begins suddenly. One day you struggle to remember something and immediately fear the worst. But in reality, memory decline rarely appears overnight. It develops gradually, often years before anyone realizes it. And because the early signs can be subtle, many seniors and their families overlook opportunities to protect the brain long before deeper problems develop. The truth is, the brain sends signals early. You just have to know how to look for them. That's why simple at-home memory tests can be incredibly powerful. They don't diagnose anything. Only doctors can do that. But they reveal how your brain is functioning in real time, from recall to concentration, attention, working memory, processing speed, and verbal fluency. And the earlier these changes are recognized, the more effective lifestyle adjustments, medical checks, and brain-supporting habits can be. Most people over 60 experience moments of forgetfulness, misplacing keys, forgetting names, walking into a room and wondering why. These moments are usually normal, but when certain patterns repeat consistently, they point to areas of the brain that may be slowing down. Memory tests help identify those patterns gently and safely. They don't require technology, medical equipment, or supervision. They simply show how well your brain organizes information, retrieves details, processes language, and manages attention. And the best part is that these tests are backed by decades of cognitive science research, used by neurologists, therapists, and aging specialists to track changes in brain health. The first test you can do at home is called the 5-word recall test. It's one of the simplest and most widely used memory checks in the world. All you have to do is choose 5 everyday words that are not related to each other, such as apple, train, carpet, mirror, and shoe. Say the words out loud, or write them down, then hide the list, and attempt to recall all 5 after 5 minutes. Most healthy adults can remember at least 4 out of 5 consistently. What makes this test so important is that it checks short-term memory and encoding, meaning how well your brain stores new information. If you struggle to remember 2 or fewer words, or if the task feels unusually stressful, it may indicate that your brain is having difficulty transferring short-term memories into long-term storage. This can be affected by sleep, stress, nutrition, circulation, or early cognitive changes. The key is not to panic, but to repeat the same test weekly and watch for patterns. Consistency reveals far more than a single attempt. Another home memory test checks something most people rarely think about: sequencing and executive function. These skills allow you to follow steps, organize thoughts, and complete tasks in the right order. The steps in a task test is simple but revealing. Choose a common activity like making tea, folding laundry, or paying a bill. Then sit down and verbally list every step required without actually performing the action. For example, if making tea, you might say, fill the kettle, place it on the stove, turn on the burner, choose a tea bag, place it in the cup, wait for the water to boil, pour the water, let it steep, and so on. If you skip steps, repeat steps, or struggle to keep the process organized, it may indicate changes in the frontal lobe, the part of the brain responsible for planning and logic. Many seniors find this test surprisingly challenging, even when they perform the task daily without thinking. That's because doing the task uses muscle memory, while describing it requires the brain to organize information consciously. Difficulty doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply highlights how much effort your brain needs to stay organized. When this effort increases over time, it may be worth discussing with a healthcare professional. The third test evaluates something called working memory, which is your ability to hold information temporarily while using it. Working memory weakens earlier than long-term memory, which is why so many people forget instructions the moment they hear them. The digits backward test is widely used by neurologists because it measures mental processing power in a very pure form. To try it, say a 3-digit number like 482, then repeat it backward, 284. Most people can comfortably reverse 3 digits. If that feels too easy, try 4 digits, then 5. The average adult can reverse 4 digits with some effort. If reversing even 3 digits feels nearly impossible or consistently confusing, it may indicate your brain is struggling to juggle information. Working memory is sensitive to stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and low blood sugar, all things that can be improved. But it can also be one of the first cognitive abilities to weaken during early decline. Tracking your performance over several weeks is far more important than the score itself. If your ability to reverse numbers keeps dropping, that is when further evaluation may help. The fourth test looks at verbal fluency, the part of your brain that retrieves words quickly. Most seniors don't notice small declines here until they start happening frequently. The category naming test is simple. Choose a category like animals, fruits, vehicles, or cities. Then name as many items in that category as possible within 60 seconds. Healthy adults typically produce 12 to 20 words depending on the category. People experiencing mild cognitive changes often produce fewer than 10 and may repeat words or get stuck searching for new ones. What makes this test powerful is that it reveals more than just vocabulary. It shows how efficiently your brain organizes information, retrieves memories, and connects concepts. If you find yourself saying, "It's on the tip of my tongue," or struggling to find common words more often than before, this test can help you measure how frequently it happens. The key is not the exact number of words, but whether your fluency noticeably weakens over time. The final test is one of the most meaningful because it evaluates orientation, your understanding of time, place, and current events. Orientation is something most people take for granted until it begins slipping. To check this gently at home, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What day of the week is it? What month are we in? And what year is it right now? Most seniors can answer these immediately. But cognitive stress, anxiety, sleep issues, or brain changes sometimes make these simple questions unexpectedly difficult. If the answer doesn't come right away, or if you consistently mix up days and months, it doesn't automatically mean cognitive decline. It may also mean you are overwhelmed, overtired, or mentally overloaded. But if confusion appears repeatedly without clear reason, it's worth mentioning to your doctor. Orientation is one of the clearest markers of how grounded the brain feels in daily life. Each of these at-home tests offers a window into a different part of memory. And the goal is not perfection, it is awareness. Memory slips are often influenced by things that can be improved quickly. Hydration, sleep quality, nutrition, depression, anxiety, medication side effects, circulation issues, or vitamin deficiencies. Many seniors discover that addressing these factors dramatically improves memory within weeks. But when patterns remain consistent, short-term recall issues, sequencing difficulties, working memory problems, slowed verbal fluency, or repeated confusion about dates, early evaluation is the most powerful step you can take. Many people fear memory tests because they're afraid of what they might discover. But knowing early is not something to fear, it's something that gives you control. Early awareness allows you to strengthen brain health through exercise, learning, diet changes, stress reduction, and social connection. It also gives doctors a chance to treat what is reversible and slow what is not. Memory decline becomes harder to manage when ignored, but much easier to support when recognized early. What matters most is this: your brain is not your enemy. It is doing the best it can with the resources it has. These tests simply help you understand what it needs. They are not meant to scare you or diagnose anything. They are tools that bring clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. When you understand how your brain is functioning, you gain the power to protect it, and every step you take, no matter how small, contributes to years of clearer thinking, stronger memory, and more independent living. Your mind carries the story of your entire life. It deserves every bit of support, curiosity, and care you can give it. If these simple at-home memory tests helped you understand your mind a little better, please tap the like button so YouTube can share this information with more seniors and families who need it. Your experiences matter, so feel free to share what you noticed. Your story may comfort someone going through the same thing. And if you want calm, science-based guidance to stay sharp, strong, and confident as you age, make sure you subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom. We're building a community where your brain, your health, and your future are treated with the respect they deserve. You are not alone on this journey. We're learning and growing together.